to go over how to create a postcard in Command through Campaigns. Please note that I'm going to be showing how to utilize the templates that are in Campaigns. There are different options that I'll explain once I go through here that you can create your own design and do your own little upload of your own postcard. But for this training purposes, I want to show what's available for you to do from a just listed, just sold, under contract standpoint. And then if you wanted to jazz it up a bit, yes, you can create your own design and upload your own template to the postcard generator itself. But let's go over the basics first, which is the templates. Okay. So can everyone see my screen? Either give me a thumbs up or yes, or just so I know.
Yeah, I can see it. No problem.
Perfect. Thanks, Miles.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So let's go over this. So when you're in your home screen of Command itself, left-hand side of our screen, you're going to click on the little icon that looks like a microphone, which is Campaigns. So we're going to click on the Campaigns option. If you've never created a direct mailer, if you clicked on direct mail, it's not going to show anything that you have created. But this is where your campaign will be for your mailers that you're going to be sent out or ones that you have sent out. What I want to do though is we're going to create a new campaign. And from when I click on the create campaign in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to click right on direct mail. Couple things to keep in mind when you're creating postcards before we get started here is anytime you create a postcard and you want it to go out, you're going to want to get your postcards created before 3 p.m. Eastern time. That allows, if you get your order submitted before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that allows the same day processing to go in effect. If you submit it after 3 p.m., they will not start to be created until the following day. So just FYI, keep in the back of your mind that if you are doing a campaign for postcards and you want them to go out sooner than later, get them in before 3 p.m. any day of the week to make sure that your order gets in that day. If not, it goes in the next day. I'm just going to call this, you're obviously going to call your direct mail campaign something, whatever it is, usually the property address that you are going to be advertising. But for me, I'm just going to do training, so I know I don't send too many. The next thing is, what are your goals? Please understand one thing. The what are your goals is not going to affect your actual postcard or your campaign itself. This is just for us to really figure out data of what type of return on investment that you can get when you're trying to either do brand awareness, attract buyers, attract listings, or advertise a listing itself. It's really just to see what types of results you get so that down the road, KWRI might be able to use that data and say, hey, I'm going to click on attract listings, and they're going to put that data and that formula behind the scene for you to let you actually go into kind of like an auto default so that you don't have to worry about doing some steps. We're not there yet as a company with our AI, but that's the goal, okay? I'm going to click advertise listing, okay? Again, you create whatever one you want. It not going to hurt you, okay? A new screen should appear, okay? If you are trying to send out market analysis and go after listings, you might be thinking to yourself, why do I have to put an address in if I'm trying to get listings? I'm not advertising a listing. This might not be the best option for you. If you notice what I said earlier, we want to, attract advertise our listing, advertise just sold, under contract. If you don't have a property, you might need to create your own design. This is a template just to send out specifics of what you're looking to accomplish. So I have no more listings to advertise. I sold everything. So I have to find listings, but I already talked to this agent and I'm going to advertise this for him. So if you're a new agent and you want to advertise properties, please also speak to the actual listing agent. so that you can advertise their property. So that they give you approval, by all means, utilize it and send it out. And why am I not finding this property? We just spoke about it. I know. Great. This is, Sean's going to get a free postcard out of me. All right, so this was my address. I selected the address I wanted to do, and then I'm going to fill in exactly like I would on the left-hand side. Content. I can select a template, or I can upload a design. If you have your own design, again, this is where I'm saying if you're trying to attract listings and you've created your own, you would upload it right here. But for our purposes, I'm going to use select template. I'm going to use the 4x6, okay? It pulls all the information over to me, okay? So it says how much it's listed for, listing status. I could either choose just sold, coming soon, just listed, what have you. The bedrooms, bathrooms, okay? It pulls all the information over from the MLS, okay? Be cautious, and it's showing you this. I'm using 1,500 of the 350 words I can use, so I have to actually scale this back a little. Sean wrote too much. I'm going to pretend that's 350 words. All right. You can play around with the verbiage. It's completely up to you. All right. It's completely up to you. I'm not going to spend much time on being creative. I'm going to spend time showing you how to do it. Okay. The other thing to keep in mind when you are advertising listings and you are creating postcards, the system requires you to have a specific file size on a actual photo. And our MLS, what it does is it typically lowers the pixel quality of that specific photo. So you're going to need to get either the original photo that the photographer took, because you can see image should be at least at 300. Sometimes it does not pull it over because it is not the right pixel size. But let's see if we're lucky today. We're looking like we're striking out on every single photo. And I can tell that I'm striking out with every single photo because low resolution, right? This is where you're going to want to have the original photos that were taken for you from the photographer. So I'll show you what happens when you select it, okay? It's going to give you warning signs. That's what it's going to look like. It might come out blurry, okay? It's completely up to you if you want to choose that or not. But if you have your photographer that gave you the original photo, you should not have an issue here. If you do, there is a way in your computer systems, and every computer is different, so I can't tell you how to do it. I can't show you how to do it. I can only show you from my Mac because that's what I use, but you might not have a Mac, but there is ways and change the pixel size in your photos when you just use your editing screen. But I can't show you how to do it on this one because my computer might be different than yours and it might not make sense, okay? But for our purposes, I'm just going to use the blurry photo right now just to show you the most important steps, which is actually step number 2. Pulls all your information over. If this is not filled out, FYI, I can tell you what is wrong is you did not update your marketing profile. So that's something you're going to want back and do. Regardless if this is pulled out correctly or not, it's going to make you verify your actual location of the market center. It's just an extra step, okay, of specifics of what you want to do. Targeting. This is up to you what you want to do. If you have your own local targeting you could go after, like if you're just saying to yourself, hey, I want to target everyone around this area that just sold for this property so they know I am bringing in offers and I have people left and right. Okay, you can do that. It's completely up to you. Or if you wanted to target your database, you can target your database, and all you have to do is you add your contacts by specific tag and you create that tag of what that is. Okay, if you have no idea what I'm talking about for tags, that is for a different training class. That is not for today. So come back and see a different one, okay? But for right now, we're going to do local targeting because this is where a majority, 95% of people use this for, okay? And then budgeting, oh, it went up a little bit. Why did it go up in price? Oh, it went up. I'm going to budget for 100 units, $64, okay? Is it because, hold on, I just want to see, there was a 55-cent option one, but that may have gone away. Let's see.
So I just recently did postcards, Ron, and that's the same exact price that it showed me up. I think it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it went up in pricing.
Yeah, so that's definitely, you know, most recent.
Yep. All right. So it went up. It was 55 cents. Now it's 64 cents. It's still a lot cheaper than honestly, it's still a lot cheaper than doing it the longhand way. So we'll take care of it. That's not a big deal. You can look both your front and your back of what you want to do. You can kind of see this is what it's going to look like. Again, templated. So there's not much changes you're going to create here. Highly recommend adding your QR code. Okay. And if you don't have a QR code created, or I'm sorry, if you don't have a landing page created, that's okay. You just use the download my app option. So that way on every postcard, you have a way of tracking the system to see what and who is using those systems. Okay, so you can see my QR code is up here. Anyone can.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Alrighty.
Okay. I can get an idea of who's actually using my app or who's actually downloading everything. Okay. Completely up to you if you don't want to use it. I highly recommend putting a QR code there though. And if you create landing pages, obviously different landing pages will give you the different QR codes. But if you haven't created a landing page, use the default one for download my app. Okay. This is the basics. And this, I know I may went through that a little fast. Again, you select, you sign in, you create the campaign, you correct the direct mail, you select the address that you're going to be advertising. You come through here and you select your template. You can do different templates cost different amount of money. Let's just do contemporary just so you have an idea, so you can see the difference, different sizes, different amounts. Okay, they just look different depending on what you want to do. All right. I'm going to say I'm good with everything I did. You can change anything you want in here. You can pick whatever photo you want. This is actually a really bad looking photo. Let's see if there's a better one. That might be the best photo. Market center information, again, you're going to have to verify, save. It's going to actually look at it. Targeting, where you want to target is a local targeting database. There's a reason why it's asking for that now, or are you targeting your own database? Budget, listen, I can budget right now for these bigger postcards are 92 cents. I can budget for 100 of them, but you might not use 100 of them, and I can show you where to change your budget in a second here, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do then, once I've done all this, I've added my QR code for my tracking purposes, I'm going to configure my targeting. And to me, I'm going to, yes, use the image anyway. Yes, I'm going to create the campaign. For me, I want to advertise around that specific location. So I'm probably going to choose specific locations in that area, okay? And this is where you get to be a little more targeted, okay? So what the system is showing you right here, it is showing you 100 homes, okay? The property types, it's either I can do all, which is single family and multi-unit. I can do every type of bedroom, every type of square foot, every year, every last year sold and last sold for a specific amount. I am probably going to take this back a couple years from the last time it sold so that I can get kind of expand where my targeted is going. Because right now I can see that 14 of the postcards are going to this unit, 16 are going to this unit, 22 are going to the unit behind it. So I can see that they're specifically in here, but I probably don't want to sell to someone that just sold this year, okay? So, and I probably don't want to sell to someone that sold last year, the height of, you know, the market changes. I'm going to go back to 2000 and let's do 2008. So you can see now the difference, okay? It now has specifically changed where the postcards are going, okay? And the reason it's doing that is it's filtering out for you. This is everyone that the last time it sold was 2008 or before, and it's hitting the specific criteria that I still want. Okay. If you know that, hey, you know what? I don't want to send any postcards to this condo complex or this specific home. Okay, I'm going to remove it. So now 12 more have been added elsewhere. Okay. Or you know what? I don't want to send it to this condo complex. Okay, I'm going to remove that one too. And it's expanded out again. Okay. And it keeps expanding out. And then to yourself, you know what? I'm going to do 200 and see what 200 looks like. Well, there's the 200 different units that it's going to send it to you for you on your behalf for those specific postcards. Okay. This is where you as the agent can really dive into a neighborhood. Let's say you don't want to send them to this neighborhood and you want to send them somewhere completely different. Okay, we can do that too. So somewhere else on the island, I'm going to space out a little bit. And I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to focus on this area in the golf course because, oops, it would help if I kept held down. I'm going to focus on this area right here. That's a horrible circle. But there's all the units. And remember I said last time I changed it to 200. Now there's only 125 homes available that fit the criteria that I'm looking for. And from 2008, let's take it to 2000. Let's just see what happens. It's completely up to you what you want to do. Okay, completely up to you. Now I have still 125 that I can go to. So, oh no, I'm sorry, I only have 74 in this area. So it's up to you where you want to target this, okay, and how you want to target this, okay. You can do first class mail if you want to. It's not needed. Like I said, if you get this order in today before 3 p.m., they will start to process it today and they'll send it out on your behalf starting to, well, tomorrow it'll start being processed correctly and sent out. If you do not send yourself a copy to the address, you won't know what your postcards look like, okay? And it's completely up to you what your postcards look like and how you do them. I always send a copy to myself when I send a postcard out so I can make sure that A, they look okay, and B, I know they're actually going out. And this postcard is for, you know, just a house that you sold, but I'm going to share real fast. If you guys look at my screen, so I have, and I'll share this on the big screen. I know you can't see it probably. I've sent out, you know, these type of postcards before of just ingredients and different types of things to do for the holiday season. It's not always about a home. And sometimes I'm touching you from a personal standpoint. And you can create those type of postcards and send them out and use this same format to go back and forth to target a specific area of who you want to go for and what you want to go through. And if you're getting really good at it, I just want to show you something. Let me go back in here real fast to create the campaign. I didn't mean to back all the way out like I just did. Targeting. So earlier I said you can target your database, okay? And if you have done those specifics, tagging and everything else, I just want to show you if you're constantly doing mailers, whoops, and you're constantly going through the things that you need to do. If you've tagged your, I'm not in my team account, that's why. If you've tagged your people, like all my landlords, I want to send something to. And it's only come up one because I'm in my individual account, not my team account. Maybe it's all the specific people you tagged as an REO. Maybe it's the people that you did, the summer rental tenants that I did. There's going to be specific people that pull up and it's going to go to their home. It's going to go to the home that you have an address for them, whatever it is that you create for them. So if you wanted to send out holiday postcards to your clients, you can go in there and target your database and specifically pull out that database and we'll send it to them. But if you want to send something as simple as, hey, just sold postcards, you can send your just sold postcards to that target area like I just showed you. around a specific area home, wherever it is that you are farming, to try and go after more listings or to go after more buyers. So I usually keep these to half an hour because I think anything over half an hour, people get a little zoned out. So I went through a couple things a little quick. I want to see if there's any questions or things I need to go over or answer.
Ron,
Yes.
can you send it to like Philadelphia people, like neighborhoods out of state?
You can send anywhere across the US.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Ron, thank you very much. Great class. Question for you on, my intention would be more of like target to my database, like your example here. Can you show me how to create a postcard similar to the one you had with like the recipes, for example?
So I'm going to show you where to go do it, but then you got to play around with it. Okay. So in designs, I apologize. It always is slow when I stream. So in designs, there are templates that you should follow from a size standpoint. So it's print, continue. And when I created like the recipe ones that I send out, I just used the template mat and then I deconstructed the whole thing to make it work to what I want it. So I just went in here to get the template sizes, just because I needed the size. And standard postcard is what I used. And I literally just picked one of these. And then I deconstructed it. So I got rid of the photo, I got rid of the verbiage, and I branded it the way I wanted to brand it. But I come here so that I know the right size is going to fit the right template when I upload it into the actual campaign screen itself.
So if you design something, let's say, for example, on Canva with 4x6, you could upload that, use that design as well?
Download it, yeah, just download as the PDF version,
Yeah.
and then upload it into here to make sure it just fits the template. What you're looking for is the bleeding. The bleeding edges that are set up for the templates already in here. That's why I use this. I sometimes create things out of Canva and just upload it in here.
Okay, and then you can upload it into the designs in KW. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What other questions? You got me 5 more minutes.
Ron, I got a quick question. So
Yeah.
what kind of results do you see from doing postcards?
So I
on a
actually
realistic basis.
Yeah. So I actually get more results from things that are non-real estate that I send out than real estate ones. So like when I send out just listed, just sold, I don't tend to get much return on investment on that because it's a farming. It takes a while, right? So you're looking at an 18-month turnaround. But when I sent, it was funny because when I sent out my easy banana muffin recipe, and I specifically targeted a neighborhood, that lady that kept my postcard that interviewed me for a listing had this out on the table. She's like, "You're the one that sent me this postcard." I'm like, "I did send you that postcard." She's like, "Well, I tried it. It actually, my muffins are better, but I tried it." And I said, "That's okay. You know, your muffins are better. That's great." So that's one example. And she's like, "Well, I shared your postcard with my daughter-in-law, who is now a client of mine, that is looking to buy down here." So, I mean, I can't tell you how you're just listed, just sold. Are they going to get you results right away? No. It's an introduction, right? Farming is something that, and anyone will tell you this, farming is something that if you think you send one is not done. One is just the beginning. One is where you start, and farming is an 18-month turnaround. Like, you got to be in constant contact with them on an aspect of what you're sending them out on their behalf. But to Matt's point, for his clients, I send postcards out to my clients and I get results right away. So I send them little notes, like I'll send them different photos I've taken throughout the summer and do a collage. Hey, another great summer here in Brigantine. They love getting that. They love seeing the feedback on that. And I hear from them. But to get new clients, it's going to be a little longer turnaround. And any other agent that's been an agent for a while, you can feel free to chime in. I just feel farming is it's an investment. You have to invest, not just a one-time thing. It's an investment where you have to actually put yourself on a schedule and say, all right, I'm going to send this out today, and then another 45 days or maybe 50 days, I'm going to send something else out to kind of follow up with this. And I usually do something about real estate, and then the following thing that I send out is nothing to do with real estate, but it has all my real estate contact information.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Ron, you mentioned configuring landing pages. Is that something that you're going to do a class on at one time?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else? Going once, going twice. All right. Like I said, I like to keep these classes to half an hour because it gets you to think a little bit. It also lets you go apply a few things. Anything over that, we kind of space out and get distracted with everything else that's going on in the world. So if you guys need anything, let me know. I will be hosting, just so that you guys are aware, I will be hosting a system launch class for any new agent that needs help on systems. So that starts on Wednesday and wraps up on the following Friday. So it'll be every day for 2 hours. It'll be on Zoom, but interaction will actually be in person. So if you're on Zoom, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just really hard to try and teach on both sides. So we're going to be trying to do as much as we can in person, but it will be on Zoom as well. All right.
Is that a class that I would have to register for beforehand, or can I just join?
You can just join. Christine will be sending out the actual links every day so that you can kind of jump in. Wednesday is an introduction, and then the schedule is a little more, it's broken down on our Facebook page.
Perfect. Thank you.
In addition to the training, other KW training?
Yes, I'm a busy person, Rob. I'm busy. What can I say? I am dedicating myself to make sure that the new agents are working well in the systems to kind of help you when you're, I want to say, thrown to the wolves, but it gets yourself a little dangerous to know the system so that you know what you're kind of doing to get you started in those situations when they occur.
It's all good stuff. Hey, one of the other things, tomorrow there's a red label coaching class, but it doesn't tell you what it's for. Do you know what it's for, Tuesday?
I have not determined what it's for yet. I think it's going to be goal setting tomorrow, though.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. It is about that time. I want to give you back your time. Be conscious of it. So enjoy your Monday. If you need us, you know how to get in contact with us.
Thanks, Ron.